Is socialism better than capitalism? Ladies and gentlemen, today we find ourselves at a crossroads in history with two ideologies, socialism and capitalism, continuing to shape the world in profound ways. The question I want to address is simple. Is socialism better than capitalism? Now, I know the moment I mention these words, some of you might immediately picture long lines for bread, bureaucratic red tape, or government control over every aspect of life. Others might think of inequality, corporate greed, and exploitation of workers. Let's take a step back and look at these systems more closely, and perhaps we can come to a deeper understanding of their strengths and weaknesses. What is capitalism? Capitalism, in its purest form, is an economic system driven by private ownership, competition, and the pursuit of profit. The idea is that individuals or companies own the means of production, factories, land, and resources. They are free to operate them as they see fit, maximizing profits while providing goods and services to the market. It's a system that rewards innovation, hard work, and individual initiative. It fosters entrepreneurship, allowing people to rise from humble beginnings and create wealth. But as we've seen in practice, capitalism also leads to significant disparities. The wealth gap widens, and the richest individuals and corporations hold an ever-growing share of global wealth. In capitalism, the market decides the value of everything, and while that can drive technological advancement and efficiency, it can also result in the exploitation of workers, environmental degradation, and the prioritization of profit over human well-being. What is socialism? Socialism, on the other hand, is an economic system that emphasizes collective or government ownership of the means of production. In socialism, the goal is to reduce inequality by redistributing wealth and ensuring that everyone has access to the basic necessities of life, such as healthcare, education, and housing. Socialist policies can take many forms, from democratic socialism, where the government plays a significant role in regulating the economy and providing social services, to more centralized forms of socialism where the state controls most aspects of production. But at its core, socialism seeks to address the inherent inequalities of capitalism and ensure that the fruits of labor are shared more equally. In countries with strong socialist policies like those in Scandinavia, we see high levels of social welfare, universal health care, free education, and an overall higher quality of life. These nations are often ranked among the happiest in the world. So what's the catch? Can socialism really work on a larger scale? The case for capitalism. Let's start with the arguments in favor of capitalism. Capitalism has been the engine behind much of the technological innovation we enjoy today. The smartphone in your pocket, the car you drive, and the internet itself, these are all products of a capitalist economy that incentivizes innovation and rewards risk-taking. Capitalism creates wealth, and in doing so, it has helped to lift millions of people out of poverty. In fact, capitalism has contributed to the reduction of extreme poverty worldwide, particularly in countries like China and India, where market reforms have led to rapid economic growth. But here's the thing, while capitalism has created wealth, it hasn't always distributed it fairly. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The gap between the haves and have-nots continues to widen, and when wealth becomes concentrated in the hands of a few, it leads to power imbalances, corruption, and a system where the needs of the many are often ignored in favor of the profits of the few. The case for socialism. Now let's look at socialism. Countries like Sweden, Denmark, and Norway have proven that a socialist system, or at least a system with strong socialist policies, can work. These nations have high taxes, but they also have universal health care, free education, and generous social safety nets. The result, a more equitable society where people have access to the things they need to thrive regardless of their income or background. Socialism doesn't eliminate competition or personal initiative, but it ensures that basic needs are met for everyone. It doesn't leave people behind simply because they weren't born into wealth. Perhaps most importantly, it prioritizes human well-being over corporate profits. In these countries, the government invests in people. They understand that a healthy, educated, and secure population is the foundation for a prosperous society. This isn't to say that socialism is perfect. No system is without flaws. But when we compare the outcomes, higher life expectancy, lower crime rates, better education, socialism has shown itself to be an effective model for creating a more just and compassionate society. The real question, can we have the best of both worlds? So is socialism better than capitalism? The answer, I believe, lies somewhere in the middle. Capitalism can drive innovation, create wealth, and improve lives, but without proper regulation, can also lead to inequality, environmental destruction, and exploitation. Socialism, on the other hand, can ensure that no one is left behind, but it requires careful management to avoid inefficiencies and overreach. The real question is, can we find a balance between the two? Can we have a system where innovation and competition drive progress, but where social welfare ensures that everyone benefits from that progress? Perhaps the answer lies in a hybrid system, one that takes the best aspects of both capitalism and socialism, a system where the market is allowed to function but where the government steps in to ensure fairness, provide essential services, and protect the environment. A system where the pursuit of profit doesn't come at the expense of the well-being of the people. Conclusion. In the end, the debate between socialism and capitalism is not just about economics, it's about values. What kind of society do we want to live in? Do we want a society that prioritizes profit above all else, or one that values human dignity, equality, and social welfare? There's no easy answer, and perhaps the best solution is not to choose one over the other, but to blend the strengths of both. After all, a society that is fair, just, and prosperous is one that works for everyone, not just the few at the top. Thank you.